everyone, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to share a bit of my personal story here because it's all very well for me to go, here's some tips and tricks and here's what's worked for me, but let me show you how exactly it has worked for me and my journey from how I went from shy and nervous to super bold and confident. Before I tell all, hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss another video. So this story starts when I was young, back when I was going to school. When I first started going to school, I remember it was like I changed. At home, I could be confident and I could be myself, but at school, I was so nervous all the time. I always felt like during school, I really struggled to make deep, proper connections with people and struggled to have that real friendship. I felt like I had friends and I had people that were kind of close to me, but I never felt that like connection with anyone. And I never really felt like I could truly be 100% my genuine self around anyone. So that kind of continued well into my teens and throughout the entirety of my school experience. It really had an effect on me, not being able to forge friendships with people because it felt like there was something wrong with me, that I wasn't able to have the connections that I saw other people having, and it made me feel even worse than I already felt. All of this nervousness and shyness just built up within me. It wasn't pleasant when I got into my late teens. I remember having some friend groups that I was quite happy with at the time. And I remember feeling confident, or I should say confident around them and feeling a bit bolder at school. And I remember being a bit bolder myself, but it wasn't real and it wasn't genuine and it wasn't coming from me exactly. Let me explain. When I got home, I felt exhausted. It was like I was putting on this facade. When you're trying to put a facade on and pretend all the time, it is exhausting. It is so tiring. When you're genuinely feeling confident and it comes from within, you don't get that same tiredness. It's so different. It's a feeling like you've got endless energy. Back then, I never felt that. I just felt exhausted. Have you guys ever felt like that? Do let me know in the comments because I don't know if it was just me, but I definitely had that experience. I think one of the real first turning points for me from when I was this shy, uncomfortable person into being the person I am today, the first real turning point was meeting my husband. Now, I had such a cute high school romance story where we met while we were both still in school, and what it was that first person I feel like I could be real around, and I was almost forced to be real around. In order to have that deep connection in a relationship, you need to be yourself. For the first time in my life, I had that real deep connection with someone. I can say now he is my absolute best friend, and I love that I have a person like that. Another thing that came along with meeting my husband was this improvement journey. My husband was super into working out and he was already on a track to improve himself. I kind of just jumped on that train really. Initially, I probably wasn't even motivated by myself wanting to change or even realizing that I could change. I think that was a big thing for me at some point where I realized, oh, I can change. I wasn't necessarily motivated by myself, by my own intentions to improve myself, but I saw that he was, and I was like, wow, I actually think that's really cool. And I kind of just jumped in with him. So we used to go to the gym together to start off with. And then at some point, it actually became a thing that I wanted it for myself. At first, it was just like, oh, well, he's doing it and that looks fun. But there was a realization that I could actually improve where I was, that I could improve myself and actually become someone that I wanted to be. I'd spent all my life feeling this shy nervousness all the time, or pretending to be confident just for the sake of other people, for the sake of getting along with people, and pretending to be things that I wasn't. I really realized that I could change something. I could cause the effect that I wanted, and I could make myself the person that I wanted to be. And I didn't quite get that before. When I was feeling this shy nervousness, although I had interest and I had things that I was working on and improving on all the time, I never really got that I could work on myself and that I could improve myself and then become a version of me that I was really happy with. Having spoken to and seen a lot of people online talking about their improvement journeys, you can see a lot of people have some aspect of fitness in their life. And that's exactly what kind of was the trigger for me into this whole self-improvement lifestyle. I first started getting into fitness and it was like, oh, well, I can change my body. I can make it look better than it is, and I can become fitter and healthier than I was. You can lift weights that you couldn't lift before, and that's quite an accomplishment. you know, and you feel good afterwards because you've done something that you weren't able to do before. What happened to me after getting into fitness and working out is you get into that whole space online where you're listening to people and you're watching podcasts, you're watching YouTube videos like this maybe, and you start wanting to improve yourself. And that's exactly what happened for me. Some people that really stood out to me, Elena Cardone specifically, I really love her podcast and all of the stuff that she does online. I think she's an amazing person. Just looking at that sort of a person, it was like, wow, where do I want to be when I'm at that age? Do I want to be having a pretty average life, or do I want to be somewhere where I can really seriously be proud of myself? And also the aspect of other people around you feeling happy and like, wow, that woman has really done something. Looking up to people that have done what you want to do is so life-changing, because if you actually listen to what they have done, you can see how you can replicate that in your life and go from where you are to where you want to be. It is possible. People have done it before. So you just need to follow the steps. And that's exactly what happened for me. I was listening to all these kinds of podcasts, YouTube videos, and I started to find information. And sure, there's loads of information, but I started to find the little pieces that actually worked for me. And it took a lot of trial and error to get there. There's so many courses and things I've done online that didn't actually properly help me. It was like, oh, well, that sounds interesting and sounded cool, but it didn't actually help. It didn't really apply, I guess. But I found the bits of information that did. And in finding those bits, I literally have changed my whole life. I've gone from someone who's literally afraid to talk to anyone to someone who is bold, confident, happy talking to anyone. I could start up a conversation with anyone. And I never knew I could be this confident. Ever. Never, ever knew. So, what can you learn from me and my journey? Well, for sure, there's more than one way to become the person that you want to be, and there's more than one goal to have. But here are a few things that I think you should keep in mind. You want to aim for more, the desire for change. If you desire for a little bit of change, you might just get a little bit of change. But if you desire for a complete 180 change, then you are going to get that change. And if that desire is really strong, then you are going to get that change even faster. The next thing you want to pick up is knowledge. You need to have knowledge that you might have difficulties on the way, but as long as you don't quit, you will win in the end. And that is one of my favorite things I've ever heard. If you don't quit, you will win. If you quit along the way, you are definitely going to lose, 100%. But if you don't quit, who's to say you're not going to win? You could win today, you could win tomorrow, and you could win in 10 years' time. But if you don't quit, you will get there. You will get to your goal. You just have to not quit. That is how you will win. The last thing I think you should learn from me is to have someone with you along the journey. It could be a friend. It could be like I have my husband, who is all of that and more. You know, have someone who is also trying to improve themselves, who is also trying to move up in life. Surrounding yourself with people like that will make your life so much easier. If everybody around you has goals they're going for and things they're constantly doing, you're gonna feel that motion when you're around people who are super productive, super positive. It feels like you're moving so much quicker and you're able to move so much quicker. Having people around you that don't make you feel great, you're gonna not feel great. But having people around you that are building your confidence, encouraging you to learn, those are the people that you want to be around, because those are the people that are going to lift you up and help you become that person that you want to be. And if you are looking to be around more people like this and you don't know where to start, then it's worth checking out my community. The link is in the description. It's all online. It's called The Sisterhood. We're a group of women supporting women, and we'd really love to have you on board. I started the community with the idea to give people a space they can go where they can find people who are like-minded, who are also chasing after their goals and trying to improve themselves. You want to be around people like that, so do check it out if you're interested. Take a look at some of my other videos which will help you on your journey. Like this video for an extra boost of confidence, and I'll see you next time.